Hello, friends. This is Victoria Mattia, and you are watching the Mom Care Coach. So, this is one of those episodes that's really fancy because we are not only on the podcast, wherever you listen to your podcasts episodes, we are also on YouTube today. So, that is what we're doing. So, this is going to be so fun. And it's a little bit different than what we have been doing. We've been really focusing on the mindset foundational need. But today we're going to be focusing on the nutrition need. Now, this is your first time watching or listening. Thank you so much for being here. This is the Mom Care Coach. I hope that you're having an awesome day. I hope you enjoy this particular episode and it blesses you. If this is an episode that you look forward to every single week, thank you so much for coming back. Please do not forget to tell all of your friends and to download. This helps so much so that there are other mamas that are looking for help and looking for support. Then this will be one of the ones that are up at the top when they're looking at their podcasts. So listen, today we're going to be talking about meal planning and meal prepping, okay? So this is meal planning and meal prepping 101. So this is going to be really fun. I have wrote down some notes, so if you see me kind of look down, I actually wrote it with my hands, so I have it in my notebook. So I hope that you're having an awesome day. Our one big idea is that you can meal plan and meal prep like a pro. And I hope that this will give you the support that you're looking for, especially if you are new, because it can be very challenging when you're trying to do something new, right? Because here we talk about our four intentional needs, which is the foundation of a healthy life, and especially when it comes to self-care. So our four intentional needs are nutrition, mindset, movement, and sleep. Okay. We have seven core essentials, but that is the foundation. So imagine a house. We have a foundation with the house, and you also have a rooftop that's called aligned living. And inside of the house, you have so many other beautiful things happening, but you do have to have a strong foundation. And you also have to have your rooftop, right? So today, when we're talking about nutrition, the goal is for us to have the core essential of having a nourished body, right? So let's talk about those. We have several different core essentials. We have a nourished body, and that goes with nutrition from our foundation. We have for mindset, we have a calm mind. For sleep, we have restorative rest. For movement, we have joyful movement. Then we also have under aligned living, that would be like our rooftop, would be like anchored quiet, sacred schedules, and authentic connections. All of this works together so that we can have appropriate boundaries and we can understand working from an area of feeling vital, having vitality in our life, having forward thinking, especially when we're looking at longevity, helping our body to be strong and healthy, especially as we age. And the longer we can do all of these things, then it's going to be helpful for our children as well, right? So this episode, we have our meal prep and meal planning 101 really in just four steps. So we need a meal plan, then we need to grocery shop, then we need to meal prep, and then we eat. So simple, right? So let's talk about the first step for meal planning. I always say to the ladies that I coach, keep it really simple. You don't want to have elaborate meals that you can only do once in a while, but maybe it's your favorite meal from like feast days or holidays, your favorite meals that your mom used to make for you. All of that is absolutely amazing and beautiful. But when we're talking about our day to day, we have to you know, be focused on reality of how busy we often are, especially as autism moms. So we want to have meals that are healthy, that are concise, that are simple to make, that only call for a few ingredients. Okay. So when it comes to meal planning, I always suggest, this is a suggestion. It doesn't have to be this way, but this is what I always suggest. 5 breakfasts, 5 lunches, 5 dinners, and then have 3 to 5 snacks/desserts. The reason why is because that works beautifully, that you can kind of move around in different spots throughout the month, even throughout the week, of course, but you can even like extend it to throughout the month. Let me give you an example. So let's say you're a busy mama, you're new to meal prepping and meal planning. Maybe you're a mama that in the past would be caught not eating full meals, or maybe, fast food here and there, or maybe just eating off your baby's plates from time to time, or just grabbing and going and doing different things throughout work. And you find that you are struggling with lack of energy, difficulty with like brain fog, difficulty with just not feeling your best in your body. You're not as strong or flexible as you used to be, and you want to make some changes, but you don't know where to start. That is what I suggest. This is the five breakfast, lunches, and dinners, and then 3 to 5 snacks and desserts. That's how I want, for you to kind of think about it. Now, when we're thinking about these different meals, let's think of things in like main dishes that you enjoy, side dishes that you enjoy, and kind of think about the different things that you like. So, and the great thing about this is when you're thinking about those different things, what's really cool is that most meals can be made in a healthy way. I'll give you an example. So let's say you love like hamburgers and French fries. You can make a hamburger out of grass-fed, grass-finished beef, or lamb, or even like a chicken burger or a turkey burger, or even salmon burgers. All of those things. So you can have healthier options that are more natural, that are organic. Okay. So you don't have to be afraid of, oh, I don't think that this is my, the healthiest thing. It can be made healthy if you choose many things. I can't say for everything. I don't know every different, food option, but many things actually can be made really healthy. Even the French fries, you can choose sweet potato fries, or organic potatoes, red potatoes or white potatoes, but you can put them in the oven with a little bit of coconut oil and salt, and they can become very crispy, like if they were deep fried. And so it can still be made healthy and delicious. Okay, so that's just an example. Okay, so that's our talk about meal planning. Um, like I said, just to, go over it again, simple and quick meals is what we're looking for. Unless you have scheduled the amount of time that is going to be possible for an elaborate meal, I do highly suggest to only do like quick and easy meals that are quite simple and that doesn't call for a lot of different ingredients. Okay. Now let's go over to step 2. That's our grocery shopping. Here's a few tips when it comes to grocery shopping. We want to limit the processed food, okay? As much as possible, we want to limit or completely eliminate all processed foods, okay? One way that can help us is if we shop on the edges. If you notice in most grocery stores, on the edges is where you're going to find the healthier food options. You'll have your meat, your produce, your veggies. You're going to have fish, seafood. All of those are on the edges. And most of like the processed chips, cookies, baked, all kinds of different things like that that are more snackish are going to be in your middle aisles. Now, of course, there are some healthy options when it comes to snacks and different things like that in the middle aisles, but for the most part, that kind of gives you a layout of the different grocery stores. Another thing, you want to try to limit impulse buying and by shopping after you've eaten a meal, not a snack, but a meal, because this is going to help you when you're out shopping and you see some yummy items. It's going to decrease the impulse buy in you that wants to get something that like, oh, that's on sale and that looks yummy, but it's a processed item, or it's not a processed item, but maybe it is not in your meal plan. So that will help you to save money as well, which is, of course, very, very important. Okay, now let's take a look at meal prep. For when it comes to meal prep, we have a couple options. We can pre-prep, meaning like chopping up all of the onions, the garlic, the carrots, all of those things, and put it in little baggies or put it in glass containers and put it in the fridge. Or you can prep as you cook, which is a great option as well. And then another tip is to clean as you go. So first, when you are prepping, meal prepping, start out with a clean palette, making sure that your table, your counters, or everything is already clean. And then you're gonna lay out all the things you need, your big spoons, your wooden spoons, your plates, your chopping blocks, all of those kinds of things that you need, have them out and ready for you. And then also have like your cleaning supplies already there too. So as you have chopped everything up or you are, putting all the stuff in the whatever containers, then you're able to clean as you go. So I know these are very, very simple tips, but they can be very helpful if you haven't thought about it yet. Okay, also, if you have kiddos around, they can help you. There's different kinds of utensils that are kid friendly that if they choose to, they can help you. If not, you can have them working close to you, playing with toys or even screens, watching something, if safety is a concern, because I know myself, especially when my kids were little, it wasn't always a good idea for me to have them in a different room and I'm over here trying to prep food, even though it's healthy and I'm doing a really great thing. Safety is always, number one, and it's very, very important. Okay, so also think ahead on the dishes that we're going to take more time. For instance, if you are wanting to soak beans, then you want to do that overnight. If you're wanting to ferment beans, which I choose to do, and a lot of people do, it's a traditional way of preparing beans, which makes them more easily digested, as well as it brings out more of the nutrition and minerals and vitamins in the beans. If you're fermenting the beans, it's going to take a few days. Usually it's like 24 to 72 hours. So that's 3 days of soaking them. And then there's like a little brine that you would soak them in. You could Google all of that if that's something, number one, you want to know more about. Number two, you're looking for ways to make beans more digestible. That can be very helpful. If not, and you're just wanting to do like a regular soak, I recommend an overnight soak because that's going to help them to be digestible as well. And for some people, and of course you can Google this, when they're soaking them, they will add a little bit of apple cider vinegar or a little bit of baking soda. And then in the morning, you would drain that water off and then go through your process of cooking your beans however you want to. So whatever it is, maybe you're wanting to take your meat and you're wanting to have that sit in the brine for so many hours so it'll make the meat more tasty or whatever, then you would think that through as well. So there's so many different options. You just want to Google and see what works with you and your family. Another tip is that it's, and I think that will go over to step number 4 when it comes to eating. So that's the last step. But what I'm recommending is flexitarian meals. And the reason why is because you're making like a main meal, and then that makes it so that you don't have to make yourself something separate and your kids something separate and your husband something separate, and maybe if you have like other, like your parents living with you or whatever too, something separate. You don't want to do that. You want to make this as simple as possible, because the simpler it is, the easier it is going to be for you to be able to implement that into your life. If it is something that is complicated and difficult, on hard days and when you're in hard seasons, a lot of those kinds of self-care items do go to the wayside unless we have found a way to make it work in our lives, right? So flexitarian meals is that you would make one main item. Let's give an example. So let's say you're making pasta. Maybe you have a kiddo that will eat the pasta plain and they don't want anything with it in it. You'd have your pasta, a big pot of pasta, your container or whatever. But then maybe you also, yourself, as well as, your family, you like a sauce. You want a sauce that has meat and veggies or whatever in it. You can also have that on the table. Maybe you have another kiddo that only likes like some kind of coconut oil and salt on it or whatever. You can also have that on the table, but you've made one meal. Now, of course, this is like a very small example, but you've made one small meal, one main meal, and then everybody can eat it however they want to because it's flexible, flexitarian. Maybe also you're wanting to get more greens in your life. So you have a spinach salad on the table as well. That way, everybody can eat as they please, and it makes it easy for you because you have not made 100 different dishes for that particular evening. So this was a very simple idea. I hope that this is fun for you and you're able to kind of experiment and think about how you would like to have your body to be more nourished. And when you're looking at nutrition and making sure that you're following these simple steps, it's going to be easier when you're trying to get into the kitchen and make more nutritious meals for yourself as well as others in your family. So I hope that you have an incredible day. And as always, please do take very good care. Bye-bye.